Welcome to You Are Going Higher, and I'm just delighted to be with you today because I love helping people. And I know that's why God has called us. He's called us to be co-helpers with the Holy Spirit. Today, I am very excited because we're going to be approaching a subject that many people don't like to even look at. They think it's something either that is too mystical, too far out, or it's not relevant. I want you to know spiritual warfare is relevant. You may have some demonic activity right in your house, maybe in your own life, in your own church. And today, we have one of God's choice servants of deliverance, Femi Akojenu. Pastor Femi, God bless you.
Oh, God bless you. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm so glad you're here. Now, you were raised in Nigeria.
That's correct.
And could you give us some of your background, how you came into the faith, and then how God started leading you into a deliverance ministry?
You know, I was saved at the age of 13. I got saved in school. I heard other kids, telling stories about deliverance, kids praying for kids, people falling down and all that. And I said, wow, this is strange. So I went into one of those meetings, kind of curious to know what's going on. And it was there I heard the gospel and I gave my life to Christ. But prior to that, my family attended a church that was a mixture. They call them white garment churches in Africa. It was a mixture of Christianity with witchcraft and the African religion, all mixed together. So when I got saved at 13 and came to know the truth, then I started, reaching out to my parents and my, siblings that, hey, we need to serve Jesus. All my siblings got saved. And then, later on down the years when we moved to America, my parents also got saved. But it was really in Nigeria, too, that I got my start in the deliverance ministry. I started the ministry at 15.
Wow.
And, praying for people, casting out devils and praying for the sick to be healed and all that stuff. But, I think what really helped me to understand that this old demonic thing is real was a day when I was... in New York, they have what they call the dollar vans. If you want to go from point A to B, you take the dollar van. So something similar to a dollar van. I was taking that in Nigeria. And I remember the conductor of the van was arguing with a passenger of the van. And so the passenger left. No, the passenger left and the passenger said, okay, you're going to see. And in Africa, and particularly in Nigeria, when they say, you're going to see, you better go do something. You better pray, or if you're a voodoo practitioner, go practice your voodoo. You just got to do something because threats are not taken lightly. So when that man, who is actually a Muslim guy with a scarf on his head, said, you're going to see. Now, if I knew how serious this was, I wouldn't even have stepped in because I saw the whole thing when it was happening before I went in. But I went in anyway. Do you believe that when we got to halfway where we were going, all of a sudden, this huge military van left its lane, came from the opposite lane, and came to the van and hit the van. And people had broken bones, broken legs, and when that happened, I started saying, Jesus, the van was actually going in a ditch, but it stopped before it go all the way. And I was safe. That was kind of like my first introduction to the reality of these things. Yeah.
So there are curses.
That's right.
And you think when this Muslim said it,
that's right,
that he was conjuring up spirits to create this.
He was. He said it, you're going to see. And which leads to the next thing, something about curses. Curses may look like mere words, but they are words that are spoken to bring injury, to bring harm, and usually in conjunction with spirits. So when the curse is said, a demonic spirit is released to go and enforce the curse. That's why many times, even in praying for people, we'll say, not only do I break the curse, but I command every spirit connected to the curse, the spirit that has been sent to do the job, to go back. To go back, and not to be able to carry out his assignment. So that's what he did. He released the spirit followed, and at the time that it meant for it to happen, it happened. Which also leads to another thing. Sometimes there can be a curse on you, but it may not manifest now. Because it's set to manifest at an appointed time. So, if you're watching me, One of the things you can pray is that any curse that has been set to manifest at any time of your life, that be broken now. You don't have to be in it. You don't have to start experiencing it to break it. Break it now.
Yes. Powerful. I had a missionary friend in Haiti, Joe Carter. And I asked Joe, I said, Joe, what about all the legends of these zombies? And, of course, then we got into Dracula and the werewolf and that. And I kind of laughed, and he didn't laugh. And he said that in his experience in Haiti, and he was out in the boondocks, that the devil can manifest himself sometimes.
That's right.
In a way that we've only seen in fantasy.
That's right.
And I'm still not sure all that he meant through that. He just didn't want to talk a lot about it. He said, but he learned to defeat the devil through praise and singing. Now, I want to ask you, do you think in the history of, like we've had in books and cinema, when you think about the legend of Dracula, when you think about the werewolves, now, I'm not saying those things actually happen, but could there be demonic manifestations that are coming in curse forms?
Yes.
That would actually, on a full moon night or anything, attack a man in the forest, or the curse would come to pass. If a beast, I guess what I'm saying, can a beast get inflamed with a demon?
That's right. It can. Demons, as you know, always look for a body.
Yes.
So
yes.
not only do they use humans, but they get even into animals.
Yes.
That is why even in Africa, people are very conscious of the fact that, you may see a bird flying. That bird may not be ordinary. And there have been instances where a hunter in the forest may shoot at the bird. And when the bird lands, we've heard stories where I've not personally seen it, but I know it's true. Where when the bird lands on the floor, it turned into a human being. So that demons can possess a beast, can possess an animal, that's we know that in Africa. You see, there are things that because we grew up in Africa, we see it.
Yes.
We hear it, so we understand it. And sometimes when you come to the West, people look at you like, that's a fairy tale. Come on, that's not real. That's not true.
Yes.
And because they don't believe that, that's why the enemy has been able to come in.
Yes. Yes.
So if he comes through the dog, they don't know that he can ever come in through the dog. So they don't think anything of it. They don't know it can come in through the car.
Yeah.
I heard a funny story. This lady, and I'm going to be brief with this. This lady was part of a witchcraft group, and of course, when you're part of the witchcraft group, you actually take turns in donating a child. So now, the other 8 women in the group, it's 9 of them. They've donated their own children. So now this woman, it's her turn to donate a child, but her son was in Germany. So now they're going to have to go to Germany and take the son out. So she called her son and said, son, I have to tell you something. Tonight, don't go to sleep. Because the plan is, the group I belong to, I know you don't know about this, but I belong to a group. And the plan is tonight is the night to kill you. So she said, you're going to see at 12 midnight, 9 cockroaches. They're going to come through the door. Into the living room. So, and indeed at 12 midnight, 9 cockroaches came through the door into the living room in Germany. And she said to the son, kill, the first one is going to be me. The other 8 is the other woman. You kill the other 8, but don't kill the first one. Anyway, so this son couldn't believe this. Like, what? Mom, you're part of this? So when the roaches came in, he killed everything.
Oh, no. Kill me.
He killed everything. He called Nigeria the next day. 9 women died in the town.
Wow.
Including her mom. His mom.
His mom died too.
Died too. So we are very much aware that,
yes.
Inanimate objects can be possessed by spirits.
Yes. Now, I think it was C.S. Lewis who said that if you were the devil, one of your strategies would be you wouldn't want people to believe in you.
That's right.
In America, we have gotten so sophisticated in our education.
That's right.
That we don't think the spiritual realm is real.
That's right.
Now, you see it firsthand, and I've seen it in Africa.
That's right.
My good friend, Bishop Silas, said he was on his way to a village, and the village had called for him and said, we need your help desperately. There's a man here like Legion in the Bible, and we don't know what to do. He's murderous.
Yes.
Silas went with his team. On the way, he said to that village, it looked so nice. The weather was good. He could see the village in the distance. He said, after they went about 100 yards, suddenly what was in front of him was a swamp. And he said, rocks started coming out of the forest, throwing at us. And he said, then he knew this was a demonic apparition. The devils had tried to stop him. He got his team together. They prayed in the name of Jesus, command you to go away. He said it cleared all up. They were back on the road.
That's right.
Now, I know his integrity. I know he's worked with government officials and everybody. I believe him 100%.
That's
You
right.
say that in America, people look at you like you're crazy.
That's right.
You give us one of your craziest deliverances. I believe people need to know the real thing. We're going to break back in just a minute because I want to hear this story.
That's right.
And I believe we need a part 2 with you, Pastor Femi, because this is so relevant to what we're facing today.
It is.
In our local churches.
That's right.
Pastors cannot figure it out sometimes. Why did my church split?
That's right.
How did this independent spirit get in here?
That's right.
And Pastor Femi is going to help you understand this. We're going to take our time, and this will be part 1 of our broadcast. We'll also have a part 2 later. And I believe that you need to take some notes.
That's right.
And be able to share this with your pastor and elders. Now, we'll be right back. I know you're not going to want to miss this. So God bless you richly. I know He will, and I'll catch you right back here in a moment.